There are over 18 million veterans alive today, yet every single one of them has experienced something very different and very unique. They all have an original story to tell about their service, whether it's long, short, sad, or exciting. This particular story is about a Navy veteran named Benjamin Moser, who has a very special history to be told. Growing up in West Reading, Pennsylvania, Moser was a bit of a wild
I
child.
was a skateboarder. Um, right around the time that Bam Margera and all those guys were out doing crazy stuff, jumping off of things and skateboarding and blowing stuff up. So I was a bit wild.
One day after returning from school, Moser came home to the surprise of a Navy recruiter in his kitchen, who turned out to be influenced by his mother Jennifer Zerai, who thought that the military was the best way for him to go. Moser officially enlisted in the Navy in August of 2006 at the age of 17, honoring his grandfather who also served in the Navy. After Elko High School, he went directly to the Navy boot camp in Great Lakes, Illinois for 9 weeks. This is also where he was trained in A School to be a damage controlman from November of 2006 to around March of 2007. He waited a couple months in the delayed entry program and ended up being stationed in Mayport, Florida on the USS McInerney in March of 2007. This was a big commitment for him considering the fact that he had never traveled too far from home. The McInerney was the second oldest commissioned frigate in the Navy, and its basic duties were to patrol international waters and stay on the lookout for drug runners on the perimeter of the United States. The responsibility that Moser possessed on this frigate was damage control, which is like being a shipboard firefighter. He maintained and took care of any damage done to the ship and made sure that everything was working smoothly. This also included putting out fires, welding, painting, and cleaning.
Time to lean, there's time to clean is one of the sayings we use. So I did a lot of cleaning and a lot of painting and just upkeeping the ship because if you don't maintain your equipment, it doesn't work for you when you need it. So
Operation Snowflake was an interesting element of touring international waters. One day, while floating around in the McInerney, a speedboat was seen that caught the crew's attention.
we found like a really nice speedboat out there, like no business being that far out.
They began to become suspicious of the boat, so they took a closer look.
So what we did is basically found these guys and got close enough for our guys to board their ship and figure out what's going on. These guys tried to light their ship on fire and like destroy it before we could get to it. It's called scuttling. They tried to scuttle their ship before we got to them, but we got there, spraying water onto their ship and stuff like that. Our guys boarded the boat and then started peeling up the deck boards and found like 14 tons of cocaine. Yeah, it was wild.
This story shows that you never know what is going to happen and how you always have to be prepared for anything while you are on duty at any place at any time. The highest rank that Moser achieved throughout his service was Petty Officer Second Class, an E5. Because of being in the Boy Scouts, he went into the service as an E3, getting a head start on promotions. To achieve this title, the individual must have been an E4 for a certain amount of time, and at the end of that time, take a test on their job. If they pass this test, they achieve their stripes and move on to the next level, an E5. The higher the level you are, the more responsibility you carry. These responsibilities include daily operations and participating in planned maintenance systems where there are a number of specific things required to do daily and weekly. They are also in charge of overseeing the new and younger group coming in underneath and making sure that they are fulfilling their daily duties and doing what they need to do. This is an important leadership role to have on the ship. There were multiple medals that Moser earned during his time in the Navy. First of all, he is an expert in rifle and pistol and earned the Sharpshooter with Excellence Award. He has also been given the Navy Good Conduct Medal, which can be attained by being a good overall person in the Navy who has well succeeded in all aspects of conduct and performance. Another one he earned is the Sea Expedition Medal. For a person to receive this award, he must have been on board an approved ship and involved during an operation. He also holds the Global War on Terrorism Medal simply for being in the service while the country is in wartime. In 2010, Benjamin Moser separated from the Navy. Even though his service is over, the lessons that he learned and the memories that he made will never ever be forgotten. He came into the service as a troublemaking teen and wild child and came out as a strong, disciplined young man who will never give up.
Yeah, I mean, every day was a life lesson in the Navy. Just about teamwork, friendship, not quitting when you're tired, you quit when the job is done, and just, yeah, not leaving your friends out to dry.
Every single veteran alive today made sacrifices and gave their all so that everyone in the United States of America could live safely each and every day.
My service wasn't about me. It was about, serving the country and doing what I could for those around me.
Mr. Moser, thank you so very much for your service.